Before the scroll unfurls, before the flame flickers, there was a silence, a breath held between worlds. They had once been an enclave of scholars, a tower of knowledge and learning. They had been a destination for pilgrims who wanted to learn more about the stars that shone above them. They had been the Tower of Moving Stars. That was until the shard came to them. There was no record of how the shard came into their possession, but it was there, and it was their task to keep it safe until the next step of its journey. And so their calling had shifted from knowledge to vigilance. They had shut their doors, turned away pilgrims, unskilled yet in telling friend from foe. They had to protect the shard, and it had taken them time to learn how. They slowly erased themselves from knowledge, even as they learned to defend. Traps were placed around the tower, and with each attempt to steal the shard, they learned a little more. That had been generations ago. No one came to their tower anymore. The path to the tower was overgrown and near impossible to pass. Now they guarded the shard in a decrepit hall. Wind blew through cracks in the walls. Rugs and tapestries were threadbare and falling apart. This was the tower that Vice Rector Anselm presided over. A tower so quiet now that even the stars they had once studied seemed to have forgotten them. Anselm watched the training yard and the handful of scholars exercising in it. His memory filled in a stable over to the right, and horses were his men trained now. After the shard, the scholars had needed to train to guard it, though even now they would not stand against a proper military troop. Not that they had needed to yet. There had been a few attempts to retrieve the shard, but they had managed to repel the attackers so far. He sighed inwardly as he watched. Not a single head below him sported dark hair anymore. His hand drifted to the blade at his hip, a reflexive reassurance that it was still there, still safe. A small dagger with the shard embedded in the hilt, a way to hide it in plain sight. Professor Warren leaned against the railing next to Anselm and watched the exercises below. "Everything is ready," Warren reported quietly, his weariness betrayed by a slight wavering in his voice. Anselm merely nodded. "Once the dagger is in place, a ward will close around it to keep it safe," Warren continued, not taking his eyes from the men below. "As a final precaution, this place will be used to bury it. Better to bury it in a forgotten stone than let it fall into the wrong hands." Warren yawned widely and then ambled away, presumably to get some food, a rest, or both. Anselm continued his watch. The scroll fades, but the flame endures. This has been a character narration by AWDD. If you would like your character's backstory handwritten in a way that embodies your character, please visit our Etsy store, AWDD Legacies.